Is there are there any other sort of revenue opportunities for teams, whether it's prize money or rights fees or anything like that?
We are looking into that. It's interesting you mention it because we like to engage more and more with the teams and to sit around the table with the teams and develop the sport with the teams. We started that with the strategy project we had with BCG last race, where we met with all the team owners and the sponsor owners, and we sat down around the table and said, how would you like this event to go forward, and what will it take for you to continue? And whether we actually end up with revenue sharing, I'm very open to that, and I know the owners or the event is open to that. We first need to have the revenues to share, and what revenues do we share? Today we have a model where we invest absolutely all the revenues we get. So in a way the teams are getting it back because we are not taking a profit out of the event. But obviously I think the natural choice is the day we manage to build our event big enough so we have media revenues is an interesting model to look at sharing that revenue.
Okay. And who do you perceive your competition to be?
My competition is all the other mainstream sports. Contrary to what a lot of people think here, that we are fighting in the sailing or sport of sailing, but you know, we go and have a meeting with MasterCard. They're not saying, oh, we're going to sponsor Extreme 40 or we're going to sponsor the Warriors Race. They're saying that we're going to sponsor football, Formula 1 and this, and what is sailing? So our competition is the mainstream sports that are extremely professional, and the strong right holders like Champions League, like FC Barcelona, like some of the best Formula 1 teams. That's our competition. And
who else is getting it right?
In sailing?
Yeah, or anywhere, but in sailing, start with.
I think, you know, I've studied, so I really have spent the last 2 years trying to learn other sports, and I haven't been, from a commercial point of view, much engaged in other sports before. We have now really built relationships with a Formula 1 team in McLaren, and we have built a relationship with FC Barcelona and with Dorna. We brought Dorna here because of that relationship to learn about MotoGP. And I would say that those three are pretty up there of sport events or sport properties I really respect. I'm very impressed what FC Barcelona has done, not from the part that they beat Real Madrid 5-0 the other day, but how they built a commercial structure which is incredibly impressive. I'm very impressed how Formula 1 has managed to survive in an environment where people predicted that it didn't have a future, and how professional they are. And I think my biggest learning from Formula 1 was that sailing had a lot to learn from them, because Formula 1 is not necessarily such a good story if you just look at the story. But how they achieve the business is by just being incredibly professional. And it's not about personalities, and it's not about drama, and it's not about those things, because other sports have more of that. It's about an incredible professional attitude to how you sell, how you deliver, how you take care of your customers. Just doing that really, really well. And I think some of the discussions we have in this forum is nice, but before we can have that discussion, we first need to do a good job. And we have miles to go to do a really good job.
Fantastic. Thanks, Knut.